Tell us about your unique approach, because there's a lot of folks out there who do consultant work and they're coaching. And what is it about Leader Perfect that really stands out? And tell us about some of the actual approach. Do you work with individuals, teams, groups? How does that all work with Leader Perfect?
Well, in terms of who we work with, it's all of the above.
It's everybody.
I describe the company on our website as comprehensive leadership development. And what I mean by comprehensive, there are people who are narrowly niched as coaches or narrowly niched as mentors or trainers. To me, there are so many facets to leadership that we need to integrate all the different ways that we can develop people. And that has been how I have learned and grown best myself, and that's what I want to bring to others. From the very beginning, I felt that one of the things that set us apart is that I bring to leadership development such an rich experience in a lot of different leadership roles.
You do.
And a lot of them were challenging roles, turnarounds of organizations that were in real trouble, or standing up initiatives that had never been tried before. As a result, there is a combined wisdom, a combined set of experiences, a lot of stories that coaches who just decide one day, I want to be a coach and go get a certificate, simply don't bring to the mix. In fact, one of the things I often will be told in a debrief by a client is, I learned so much from the stories you told. Because every few minutes I'm saying, back in 1976 we were doing this, back in 93 we were doing this, and pulling those things together. So I think one of the things that sets us apart is that we're not talking about theoretical knowledge, we're not talking about book learning, we're not talking about an MBA course we took. I'm talking about leadership from the standpoint of having been in the trenches in some very demanding leadership posts at a very young age. I was a college president when I was 37, and the college I was president of was in bankruptcy. So, I got a baptism of fire, and it was out of that eventually led to my book, Leadership and the Power of Trust, because I used trust-centered leadership to turn that school around. That's one thing that sets us apart. The second is, and this is not so much a distinctive today as it was when I started. When I began the firm in 2001, there were a lot of people who were hanging their shingles out as coaches or trainers, but they had a set program. You bought the program.
And that was it.
And it didn't matter what your cultural context was, what the stage of development of your company was, you got the same program. Because I had led in so many different environments, the military, higher education, faith-based institutions, volunteer organizations, political settings, I didn't feel a necessity to force people into one mold. I had enough experience in enough different venues that I could pull those experiences together in a way that customized what the individuals, either the individual or the organization needed. Added to this was the fact that I'm a consummate reader. I've read very widely in a lot of different fields, and the cross-fertilization of that often helps me relate to people who are in industries that before I met them I knew very little about. And I'm able, therefore, to take those principles of leadership that are valid anywhere and cast them in stories and metaphors that relate to this industry out of the things that I've read and studied over the years in other places. The thing that also is very characteristic of what I do is that I sort of let the people I'm working with co-create with me the final product, particularly if we're doing long-term leadership development in an organization. They're going to work with me in defining what the curriculum is going to be, what the coaching themes are going to be. One of the things that I've done with a number of companies is help them build an internal mentoring program so that they don't have to depend on outside people like me. They've got their own team of mentors inside. When you're doing that, then they've really got to co-create with you because they know who their people with mentoring skills are and not, and what these people are good at doing, what they're not. And so that co-creation of a customized leadership package is something that I enjoy doing, and I think it's very effective when done well.